topic is regarding volumes, and in Dockers, we define volume as two types. Before that, let me explain you why Docker volumes is required. Now, let me consider I have created one image, and in that image, I've placed some containers. Okay, and these containers will have some volume, will have some data in this, and if we crash this particular container, if we delete or if it got crashed or something happened to this container, then the data inside this container will be lost. So, to avoid that particular scenario, we started using volumes. Here, what volumes do is whenever we are creating a volume, we'll map this particular volume to the containers. So the volume will have the data which actually exist in containers. So whenever we have the container lost, then we can easily retrieve the data from here. So even if a container got lost, we don't have any issue because our data is safe at some other location. So this is how we'll use the containers. Now let me get you a scenario here. Yeah, everything is empty. Now I'm going to create a new image. Yeah, now I'm creating a container inside this image. Yeah, now I created a container. Now let me just log into this particular container. Yeah, now let me check the list. Okay, now I'm going to create a new directory and let me check the list. It have test directory, right? Now I'm logging out of this container and I'm now creating a new container. So when I see here, can I find the test here? No, right? So what it meant, when we create something in one container, we cannot see them outside the container. So here, if I just delete this container, docker stop, let me exit. Now docker stop one. Now I deleted this container. Now can I get the value which is there in test which I've created anywhere? No. So here we lost the values in test when we delete a container. How can we retrieve that volume? We were unable to retrieve that volume because we didn't save it anywhere outside. So because of this situation, we got a concept of volumes. So to have this particular data which I've created here, for example, here I've created mkdir test. I created a directory with the name test here. So this particular directory which I've created have lost it when I've deleted that particular container. So to avoid such scenarios, we were creating the volumes outside the container so that even we lost this particular container, we'll have that particular volume here. So that is my main motto here. So for this particular scenario, for volumes, we have actually two types to create the volumes. So one will be Docker volume and the other one will be bind mount. Okay, let me explain you both scenarios one by one now. So when we are considering bind mount, what is the difference between these two is the one which I want to explain you now. So here in bind mount, we will create the volume. I mean, we will place the volume at some particular location. But while we are seeing in volume, Docker volume, here Docker engine will create the volume. We will not create the volume. Here it depends on Docker engine, and here it will depend on here bound mind amount. This one will depend on admin. Whoever the person creates, he will take care about where to create and where to place that particular volume. Everything will be taken care of admin here and taken care of Docker engine here. So let me explain you one by one. Let me consider admin. Now I'm going to create a volume. So for that, let me consider. So here I have the Docker file existing. Let me check. Okay, there is some script here. Let me go with this one. Now I want to create a volume. Okay, so how to create a volume here? Now I have this Docker file in GKBuzz. Okay, this is my place where I've saved my volume. So now I want to save it inside my container. Now let me create a new container. So I'm giving as docker run -itd, and here I'm giving a container name con, and I'm giving a volume here, and here I'm specifying where means here in my root folder I have gkbuzz. Here I have my path. That is what I mean to say. So now how I am saying it is in my root and gkbuzz colon, and where I have to save it. Here I can save it in already existing place. Like if we see previous example which I've given there, when I'm listing the directories in container, it is showing me number of directories like var, temp, etc. So I can save it there, or I can also create a new one like /app. Okay, now after this, now I have to give bash. Yeah, now I created my container successfully. Let me log into my container. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, now if you check, I have app here. So let me log into this app. Yeah, see, now I've logged into my app, and when I'm seeing, I can see Docker file which is existing in my gkbuzz folder outside. I mean, in root I have gkbuzz, and it is outside the container. I have the Docker file that I able to pull. into my container. Now if I open this, I can see, I don't think I have VI here. Yeah, I have. So here, if I see, I can able to open the one which is outside my container. So this is how we can do. And let me consider some more uh, difficulty in this. So I'm creating another folder named test here, and I'm logging into that folder. Now let me consider that I'm creating two files in this. Okay, now let me check the files which exist. Yes. So I have a test folder created, and in this test folder I've created two files, F1 and F2. So these things I've created in my directory test. Now let me check if I can have these two folders existing outside my container. So now let me create something here. Okay, now I've created something here and I'm going to exit. Now let me go into my GK bus. Let me check. See, whatever the things I've created this test inside my app folder. Okay, inside app I've created the test. That is the reason I can able to see this. And if I go inside test, I can able to see F1 and F2 as well. Let's check that. See, I can also see them. So this is how we can communicate the volumes. I mean, whatever the things that I have created outside the container and in my image, not in my image, outside the container, it might be here or it might be here if we consider it as an image. And this particular image, I mean, this particular volume which I've created, it can be two way, like I can create something here and I can get those values in my container, and I can create something here and I can also get that values inside my volume. So this is how we have the two-way communication of volumes while I'm considering. So I hope you people understood how I deal with bind mount for volumes. Now here in bind mount, if you have seen, I am the person who have created this particular file path, right? In this file path, I asked it to have these values, and even here also I have created this path. I am the person who have created this, right? The only difference between bind mount and Docker volumes is, here in Docker volumes, Docker engine will create the path. I am not the person who is creating the path. Docker engine will do that. And in bind mount, I am the person who is doing that. Okay, I am the person who takes care about its path. So now let me go for another scenario for bind mount. Sorry, for volumes. So let me give you, yeah, here this is the command to know what all the things having in volumes. Here we can create, inspect and list the volumes and remove all unused volumes, and remove one or more volumes if you want to specify, then you can do by using this one as well. So let me show you one after the other, and before that let me create a volume first. Okay, now let me create a volume. Docker. I already said you for create is the one. So Docker volume create. Here I'll give my volume name, let it be vol1. And so if I see list, see I have one volume created. Now let me create another volume as well. Now let me list again. So I got two volumes created. Now to check where this volume exists. Here I already said you, when we are creating with bind mount, path will be depending upon my opinion. As I am the person who is creating, I can create anywhere I like. But here this volume will be created by Docker. So it will give us a path where it will get created. So to check that, let me use Docker volume inspect vol1. So yeah, if I check, I got this mount point. So this is the path where my particular volume exists. So I need to log into this path first. This is the path where I have to create my volume. Now let me create my volume like mkdir testing. This is the folder I am creating, and I am asking the list. Yeah, I have one folder which I've created now. Now let me create two files, f1 f2. Okay, let me list. Yeah, I have these three things existing in my volume. Now let me get back to my main path. Now I'm going to create a new container, docker run -it -name. Now here I am going to create a new container. Okay, in this it's already created this container name, right? I'll create as container now. Now I am giving the volume as vol1. Previously I've given /root/gkbus because I have my folders here in gkbus, but now I have my folders here in vol1. So I have to give this, and again this one is same, maybe /app, or you can create a new one, or you can also give it in an existing one as well. So I'm creating a new one again. So here I'm creating a new image, and I'm giving as bash. Now let's check. Yeah, now I'm in my container, I'm listing. Now if I check, I should have my kush folder, so I'm listing it. So if I check, I have all the things which were existing in my vol1. Now let me create something from here like mkdir. I'm in my kush folder, so I'm creating something inside my kush folder. So I'm creating testing one, and now I am also creating f3 f4 here. Now I'm giving ls. So yeah, I'm not inside my test folder, I'm sorry. Okay, let me go inside my kush folder first. So cd space kush. Now I'm inside my kush folder. Now I'm going to create mkdir testing Okay, it already exists. Testing one, and I'm also creating touch F3, F4. So if I list, I have the list F1, F2, F3, F4, testing 1. Now if I go to my place where I have my volume, so let me check where I have my volume. Docker volume inspect vol1. So I have my volume here, cd space. I'm going to this path now. Now let me check list. See, whatever the files I've created, F3, F4, testing 1, these three files I've created from my container, it came outside my container. So here also I don't have any drawback. So here also I can have my container data ready outside my container. So here I have a security. Now let me check Docker volume. Yeah, here I have shown you inspect create ls. Now let me try to delete, remove all unused volumes, right? So I'm trying to delete by using prune. So docker volume prune. Now I won't be able to delete these containers because yeah, I've created wall 2, but I've not used wall 2 anywhere. So I can delete wall 2, but wall 1 I can't delete. See, if I run it again, it will show me a wall, show me the things like, see, yeah, total reclaim space 0. It was not deleting wall 1. If I see docker volume ls, I can still see wall 1 existing. This is because wall 1 is having some data. Wall 2 don't have any data. So it got deleted. But wall 1 it is having some data. If you see this, remove all unused local volumes. It will not remove used one because whatever the data existing in this particular container is in this one. So if it get deleted, then where is the security? So that is the reason this particular volume which I've created some data will not delete. So this is how we'll deal with volumes in dockers. So I hope you people understood how the volumes will get created, and that's it for today. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to contact me through comments. I am ready to help you at any time. And if you have any suggestions, please feel free to comment below so that I'll take it into consideration going further. And thank you so much for watching my channel. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.